You're a state. Oh, stop with your word games. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional representative democracy.
Oh my God! I didn't see that coming.
Hello and welcome to the Skiffy and Fanny Show's Torture Cinema.
Even I couldn't find photographic subjects in the eternally reigning Hotman Koenig.
No?
Koenig.
You gotta get the Paul, you gotta get that in there.
I'm not gonna try to get that strangle. I'll leave that to you guys.
Okay. I'm Sean.
I'm Paul.
I'm Daniel. And it's the end of February. Another Valentine's Day is come and gone. And our torture cinema theme for this month was Bad Love. Our fans love us so little that they voted for this film for us to watch, Mannequin 2, On the Move. The 1991 sequel was directed by Stewart Raffill in his follow-up to Sean's bestest, most favorite movie ever, next to The Monster from Camp Sunshine, Mac and Me. So Stewart Raffill directed Mac and Me right before making this. It was written by a whopping 5 people, and that shows. It stars Christy Swanson, who I have heard of. She is the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer from the film.
Yes.
William Ragsdale, who I don't actually know. Misak Taylor. Terry Kaiser, who is better known as the dead body of Bernie in Weekend at Bernie's. And Cynthia Harris. Mannequin 2 has a 4.5 out of 10 on IMDb, a 12% and 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, Tomato Meter, and Popcorn Meter, respectively, and a 2.6 on Letterboxd.
Yes, this film was unlovingly selected by our Patreon supporters, God help us all, from a poll of Bad Love movies. But you, listener, if you're not yet subscribed to our Patreon, you can join us and get a chance to get more future torture on us. You can suggest future torture. You can force upon us by voting in upcoming polls, like we got voted to watch this turkey. And if you are of that stripe, you could even join us watching it live on Discord. So yes, you could suggest a future torture, vote for it, and watch it with us on Discord for as low as $1 a month. I'd buy that for $1, maybe.
It's well worth it. And I mean, I guess I kind of have to kick myself because I voted for this fucking movie too. Only because we just had the interview with Stephen Graham Jones about Night of the Mannequins. And I thought, ooh, Mannequin. It's a total, thematic fit. Oh, God, I should not have gone down this road.
Maybe not.
No, your thinking is problematic.
It was.
To say the least. I will note, we have covered Mannequin 1 many years ago. Very different film, and also the same film, basically. So take that for what it's worth. And I will also say that for the Discord, or the Patreon, excuse me, we're still doing this thing that if we get to $100 a month, we are $29 away from that. On the Patreon, I will host live me watching Cats 2019. You can watch it with me if you'd like, or you can just see me react and hate life. Up to you. So
that's worth $30 right there.
At least.
Honestly, it is kind of worth $30 because it will be one of the most horrendous things I will ever watch because I hate that movie and I've not even seen it. All right. Well, so before we dive into the mess, let's get to what we're drinking. So if you do imbibe of the alcohols, just please remember to drink responsibly. No, hurting yourself or getting behind the wheel of a car. So there you go. So Paul, what are you drinking?
I meant to get myself a root beer before this podcast started, but I forgot to do so. And so I do not have a root beer, sadly and tragically. All I have is hydrogen dioxide.
Oh, okay.
Hydrogen monoxide.
Yeah, dihydrogen oxide.
Dihydrogen monoxide. I'm not the scientist, remember, I'm a failed scientist.
Wait, hold on. What is hydrogen dioxide?
It does not
There's
exist.
No such thing. It does not exist.
You can have a dihydrogen dihydrogen dioxide exists. That's hydrogen peroxide.
I want to drink that.
I just wanted to figure out if Paul inadvertently was like, I'm actually consuming straight up poison.
No, I am consuming something that did not exist.
If he
Got it.
did
But
create it, it would make an interesting speculative fiction story. It would be like an alternate world reality or something.
I assume that's something that can't exist.
Yeah.
Hydrogen only gets one atomic bond. You can't bond to two oxygens.
Okay. Well, don't tell me what I can and can't do. I'll figure it out.
By absolute magic. Oh, look what I have now.
Ooh, Spreckers. Yay.
So now
So Paul has a root beer after all.
So I no longer have dihydrogen monoxide or hydrogen oxide or any of those. I have one of the beautiful things in the universe, and that is Sprecker's root beer, made in Wisconsin, made with fireproof craft soda with honey, and it has a griffin on the label. How can I say no to that?
Sprecher should totally sponsor our podcast, because way back when I first heard this and Paul talking about Sprecker's root beer, I went out to find Sprecker's root beer, found it, drank it. It was like the greatest. There's other root beers I like a lot, but Sprecker's is damn good. It's a top contender. And they should give us money. Sprecher's, I'm sure you got to be listening. You should. Yeah. Advertising.
I know. Honestly, you're not drinking Spreckers, but what are you drinking, Daniel?
If Spreckers paid for our hosting, it's still not that much money. Just saying.
No.
And we will absolutely drink it on stream. I
have
no compulsion function about that at all.
I just did.
I have had Spreckers on here before. One time I had it in Paul's honor because Paul was unable to make the episode for one reason or another, so I grabbed the Spreckers for that. But tonight I'm actually drinking a glass of Armagnac in a cognac glass, which I don't know if that's allowed to have cognac and Armagnac or if it creates regional warfare. But that's what we're doing. What about you, Sean?
I just have tea, some sort of Vietnamese leaf tea with lemon and honey.
That sounds like what you need given you've been sick.
Yes.
Yeah. This is what I've been guzzling for the last 10 days.
And you should put in a little dash of Jägermeister.
Nope.
That's what they would do in Hauptmann-König. But my family's German. That's how we grew up. Like if we had a cold or something, put a little dash of Jägermeister in there. Clears you up. It's herbal.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I've cut my alcohol consumption back already. I'm not doing it, but I appreciate it. All right, we've done it. So in the script, it says that Paul is going to summarize Mannequin 2.
Yes, actually, what the script says, listeners, is a love spitting summary, which I don't know who wrote that, but you're going to get what you get, and you're going to like it. Okay, so Mannequin 2 on the move. We start off in the year 991. Lots of interesting things happen in the year 991. In Rouen, Pope John XV ratified the first truths of God. There was an earthquake in Damascus. There was a battle between the Anglo-Saxons and the Norse called the Battle of Malden. And also, at the same time, Prince William of the Germanic King of Hoffmann-König falls in love with a peasant girl named Jessie. William's mother doesn't like this and plots with her court sorcerer Spretzel and makes an enchanted necklace that turns Jessie into a piece of wood. It's the best acting Christy Simpson does in a lot of this movie. But at the same time, William curses back the kingdom and says that he will curse the kingdom for 1,000 years if the love of his life is cursed for 1,000 years by this wood, and so it just starts raining for the next 1,000 years in Hoffmann-König. 1,000 years later, Hoffmann-König is a perpetually raining kind of end of the universe. Kind of think of Liechtenstein, except worse. So to get some money, they decide to bring their statue of the enchanted peasant girl to the famous Princeton Company department store in Philadelphia to have a display and make some tourism dollars. But secretly, Spretzel's descendant of the original Spretzel has a plan. It's 1,000 years are almost up. He can unenchant the enchanted peasant girl, kiss her, and have her as his wife. Why? Because reasons. Also because he has a wart, and I guess figures that's the only way he can only date non-consensually. He also has 3 henchmen, Arnulf, Wolf, and Egon, who want to pump you up with sprockets. Also, there's an evil queen we don't see enough of. This movie has problems with plots and characters. Meanwhile, Jason Williamson, descendant of our Prince William, is going to start his first day on the job at Prince and Company. Now, listeners, remember Prince and Company is the fabulous department store from the first movie, Mannequin. So by some twists and turns, he winds up working with Hollywood Montrose, the only crossover character from the first movie, and winds up in visual arts, and Hollywood Montrose is going to make the fabulous presentation of the Present Girl. Getting the Peasant Girl to the store goes badly.
Enchanted Peasant Girl.
Enchanted Peasant Girl, thank you. It goes badly. Our Jason jumps into a river to rescue a mannequin. This leads us to the meet cute later when Jesse winds up coming alive for him. The goofballs working for Spretzel keep chasing after him. There's dancing, there's clubs, there's Philly cheesesteaks. Finally, Spretzel maneuvers to be able to get Jesse into his clutches forever. During a fabulous presentation at Prince and Company, they run off. There's a sword fight. Our Spretzel tries to kidnap Jessie and take her away in a hot air balloon. Why a hot air balloon? I don't know. Just live with it. Our hero chases. They fight in a hot air balloon, but the enchanted necklace goes around Spretzel's neck, and so he turns into a statue, which falls to the street below and crumbles a bit. And so Jesse and William and Jason live happily ever after. The end. God help us all.
This movie now has a sixth writer. I think Paul deserves a writing credit for actually summarizing this mess of a movie.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I'll also help ruin this movie and everything else about Christy Swanson right now by reminding you that she's a Trump supporter.
Oh, God. I didn't realize that.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
And that is like explicitly so. She, in fact, was in a pro-Trump stage play with Dean Cain called
God.
FBI Lovebirds Undercovers.
I think I'm nauseous now. Let me take another drink of Sprecher. That'll make you feel
Here's
better.
the thing. I now don't feel bad about every joke we're going to make about her in this movie. I have no bad feelings at all because, one might say that her acting was quite wooden in this.
Oh, I mean, I remember seeing a one-line description of this movie years ago saying another dummy gets a life.
That's more true now than it was then.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It's so bad. It's so bad. Bad pun jokes.
It's so bad, it's bad.
All right. Yeah, so
yes,
I think I've ruined people's lives with that, but take it for what it is.
And he had 3325. Dean Cain and Christy Swanson could team up with Kevin Sorbo and have a trio of a good time. That would be must not watch listening.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo.
I guess we'll stick with the Sarah
I love
Michelle
Andromeda,
Gellar Buffy.
but that guy's such a dick. He's such a dick. I really like Andromeda, and I like every time I watch it, I get to a point where I was like, but Kevin Sorbo sucks, and I'm having trouble enjoying this.
This is the whole problematic faves thing from Capricorn. Yep.
Okay, let's get to jokes. So
mean
let's
jokes
talk about this movie.
He said get to jokes.
Instead of talking about all the figures from my childhood who turned out to be monsters.
This movie had no successable jokes. I don't know what we're going to do.
There is not a single joke in this movie that I think is funny.
It's one failed joke after another.
Oh my God, you're right. So we're going to start with likes. Daniel, yes, we have to start with likes because there's absolutely no way that we could end on likes and live with ourselves.
Yeah, probably. Fair.
So Daniel, please, your like, please.
It's set in Philadelphia. I got to see South
Damn
Street.
It! That was one of my choices.
I grew up in the suburbs of Northeast Philly, and one of the things that my friends and I would do is we'd drive to South Street, and we'd sit on South Street and watch what we called the dope show of watching people go by as they went about life on South Street. And there was lots of fun stuff on South Street, from the cheesesteaks that are in this movie to TLA Video was there and had fantastic videos that you get from all over the world and really eclectic stuff that you could rent. And also right next to it was the Theater of Living Arts, where they had concerts. The first place I saw They Might Be Giants right up against the stage. Dead Milkmen playing. And you had Zipperheads, which the Dead Milkmen wrote about as well, just down the street. Just a fun place. I think it's been more Disney-fied since I've lived there. But in any case, this was during the time period. I would have been maybe in I guess it was in elementary school when this thing was filmed, but middle school by the time it was released. And it was cool seeing Philly. And it was awesome seeing Wanamaker's too, which is the actual name of the department store it was filmed in. Wanamaker's was a department store chain in the area. And so seeing the Wanamaker's, even though it was called Prince and Company or whatever it was called, was cool to see.
Yeah.
So go Philly.
Go Philly. Oh, you're really a Philly boy.
He's a Philly boy.
I say water.
Philly boy.
Right? Water ice.
Water.
Okay.
It's a Northeast thing, Sean. Just live with it.
I'm not from the Northeast. I'm from the best state in the Union. So
we're a commonwealth, not a state.
You're a state. Oh, stop with your word games. We're not a democracy. We're a constitutional representative democracy.
Oh my God! I didn't see that coming.
Like the most pedantic, stupid crap. Like, oh, we're not a state. We're a commonwealth. Yeah, you have states'
There's
rights.
a difference.
No, there's not. There's not. The federal government doesn't recognize it.
The federal government doesn't recognize a lot of shit.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. All right. So you've chosen Philly.
Philly is Paul
your
giving
light.
a light like Paul?
Yes. Paul would be next.
Yes, I mean, my major thing was going to be Philadelphia, but I've been stepped on. One does what one must in this movie, so I'm going to pivot instead to the closing credits song. Nothing's going to stop us now.
The same one from Starship.
By Starship, yes.
There, yep.
It is possibly one of the only other redeeming things about this movie is the fact that they must have spent a lot of money to Journey to get the right stab that song as the theme song for the over the ending credits.
I mean, it probably didn't cost them that much.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Journey was on the downward slope at that point.
No. This is Starship, not Journey. This is Starship.
Yeah, Starship.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm mixing up my music, but
they're not that expensive. Trust me.
Nothing's going to stop us now, Sean.
They wrote it for this movie too, or
no?
They wrote it for the first one.
They wrote it for the first one.
Correct. It was nominated for Best Original Song in the 60th Academy Awards for the record for Mannequin. It was Mannequin. I don't remember if they wrote it specifically for Mannequin. I'd have to double check.
So wait a minute.
But it's the theme.
So is it true then that the original Mannequin is the only torture cinema movie we've watched that has an Academy Award nomination?
That would be interesting. Probably not.
It can't be the only one because something we've watched must have gotten special effects nominations somewhere.
Right, or costumes or something like that, makeup.
Yeah, that is a thing that Daniel will figure out later for his spreadsheet when he starts going through award nominations.
For the film.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is certainly not the only film we've covered that was a box office bomb because this thing did not do well at all.
It
cost
bad
them roughly $13 million and it made less than $4 million.
$4 million.
Yep. Yeah.
So
it did not do them well.
Is that your like, Sean, that it bombed?
No.
Oh.
No. But Paul, tell me why you like the song.
Because I was born in 1971, so this is peak. This is peak Paul music. I mean, the original one. It's peak Paul music time. So it just it kind of resonates. I know I'm music stupid. I have a tin ear and all that other stuff, but I like this song.
Okay.
I danced to the
fair.
song after watching this movie. Actually, I watched this movie 1.6 times. Thanks, because I came in the middle of Monday's recording and then had to watch the whole movie again for this episode. So, listeners, for $1 a month, you can torture Paul like this. So, why don't you, if you haven't already, please join our Patreon, help support this show, and make it worthwhile for me to be torturing myself like this, having watched this terrible movie 1.6 times.
I like how very quickly that went from like Paul talking about the music of the time period to an advertisement for our show.
I live to serve. But Sean, you
great.
need to tell us what you like about this movie.
Well, you took mine, you jerk.
We're all taking
Well,
one
Daniel
of
took
those.
mine, so I took yours. So you have to come up with your own.
I
'Cause
do
I agree
actually
with
have
you.
one other one, but
No, you can't. No, you don't get to take my anything else I have to come up with now.
Don't take the joy.
I have to agree with Paul, though, that, like, and a slight disagree. I agree the song is really fun. Nothing's going to stop us now. It's a power ballad. It's, 1987 was when it was originally written. It's a very fun song. It's an earworm. It gets stuck in your head. I happen to really like Starship. I don't care that they're cheesy. I just kind of like the cheesiness of Starship. However, it would have been nice if they had maybe picked a different Starship song to be the end credit song instead of just recycling one they already used. Just saying. They could have picked something else. We Built This City. Could have been that one.
Oh, dear God. They really got the haters.
Well, nobody likes Starship but me, so it's fine. Anyway, so if I had to pick a like in this, oh, Jesus, there really isn't anything to like in this. God, Lord. I suppose you'd have to go with the fact that, oh, no, there really isn't anything. This is, no. The pink Cadillac returned.
okay.
That's the pink Cadillac. I don't know if it's exactly the same one from Mac and Me, but I just pretend in my mind that it is.
It's the same director, so maybe in your heart of
Could be.
hearts, it's true. It's the same Cadillac.
It's a fun little thing to see. A giant pink Cadillac, driven by our very flamboyant and stereotypical character, Hollywood Montrose.
Wait. Is he? Oh yeah, right. He does. It's like, does he drive the Cadillac? Yes, he does. No.
Yeah, he drives it.
The license
Of course
plate on
Hollywood
it
Montrose
says
drives
Hollywood,
it.
so it's got to be
Yeah.
his.
Hollywood Montrose. You're right.
I mean, who else is gonna drive it? The freaking Mr. James, by the guy who like runs the department store. He's not that interesting.
Fair.
Yeah, and it can't be our hero, right, Jason, because
No,
he's too poor. He doesn't have enough money. He's got to drive that bizarre old Jeep.
Well, by the end of the movie, he's clearly doing well enough that he's buying fancy jewelry for his wife.
Yeah, isn't it fun how illusory this film is about the way the capitalist system actually works? Work at a department store. You'll make enough money to buy things from the department store.
Well, it's never really
Okay.
clear if he's like then has to do jail time for all that she charged on his department store account either. So like that's never
that
really
plot
resolved.
point is completely
right?
abandoned.
Yeah, it just goes away.
Yeah, how did he pay for it? Right? Did she put it on layaway? Like what's the deal here?
And how much furniture
there's
are we
no
talking
answer.
here too? Like that wasn't clear at all.
At least a bed.
Yep. There are numerous plot holes, and some of them will be one of more of them would be my dislike. But we're not there yet.
I mean, I don't know. This film, you could see that with a lot of work over the course of a decade, they could make this into a good movie. But as currently constructed, this is a film that it just recycles the previous plot. And I think
In a worse
the previous film, in a worse way, right? Because they basically take the same concept and then they just go, this is a comedy, so everything has to be comical, even if it's not actually funny. So everything's silly, everything's over the top. There's almost no moments in this when it pauses and has like a real moment. The original Mannequin actually does that. There are moments in the original Mannequin where the characters like have real moments, and then there's like, kind of little bits of humor kind of thrown in that are more like character development humor. In this, it's like, no, like your biggest example is going to be Rolf, Egon, and Arnold, who are these horribly accented henchmen with muscles who just run around being dumb wannabe Arnold Schwarzeneggers, basically, for the whole film. There's no moment when those characters are like real people. They're like complete parodies of people.
Well, even
We won't go to Bermuda!
all of the relationships too are just, they just go with the flow, go with whatever's there. The main one, but then even that, what the hell was her name now? Gail, the perfume worker, salesperson at the department store who just like, for inexplicable reasons at the end of the movie, all of a sudden wants to be with the security guy.
Bob.
At the drop of a hat. Things just happen.
Right, because like they're caricatures. They're not people.
No.
It's weird because in the previous one, I wouldn't say they were like super well developed characters, but like you could see
They weren't mannequins.
right. They weren't mannequins. And in the original, like the Hollywood Montrose character, like his stereotypical sort of very flamboyant, over the top gay man persona, kind of stands out a bit more in the original because he doesn't ever not be that. That's just what he is. But you only have him, right? Whereas in this, everyone is over the top to the extreme. And it's sort of like they have no sense that they needed to like have a balance here at all with the comedy. And there's comments from the people who made the film where they basically just said, just play the humor and then we'll just see like what the reactions are.
Yeah.
And so it was very clear they almost treated this like improv, which I think is a mistake.
So here's a question, because I haven't seen the first one, but both you and Paul have, right?
Yes.
So the lead
For my sons.
the lead male character in this, he was actually somewhat of a like for me, because I liked how he was kind of snarky. And a lot of the times in the movie, he seemed to be acting in a way like, why the hell am I doing this movie? And was having fun with it without being in a really over-the-top, ridiculous way. I've never seen the first one. Was the guy kind of like him in this one, or is he substantially different from how the male lead was in the first one?
I seem to recall him being a little more normal.
That character actually had more personality and a quasi arc better than this one. This one's like, oh, well, I'm going to start my first day at Prince Company. I have no idea what I'm going to do, and I'll wind up in the fashion department. In the meantime, Jonathan, that's the character in the first movie, he's a sculptor. He wants to be an artist, and he can't keep a job as a result, and so winds up at Prince and Company by accident because he saves the owner's life, and so winds up getting a job and winds up getting hooked up with
Montrose.
Hollywood and stuff. So Jonathan has 1,000% more character arc and development than William here, who seems to be like
Jason Williamson.
Jason the Prince.
Jason.
You don't even know his name.
Prince William it was the guy in 991. That's why I keep mixing. But he also played by the same actor. But yeah, so Jason is a tissue paper compared to Jonathan. So
yeah, and that really
I found
comes
him a more
in
enjoyable tissue paper though in this compared to any other character, I would say.
That's fine.
But that's a low bar.
I mean, he loves his mom, but he wants to live on his own. He wants to make his mark. It's a classic going off to the big city sort of tale.
Yeah.
But can you tell me what he likes?
Being a slob?
No, not remotely. Or what attracts him to Christy Swanson's character, Jesse?
Right.
I have no clue. I just love how he's snarky and doesn't seem to want to be in this movie. That's all. Because I totally relate to that. In
a certain weird way, this whole movie is a weird reincarnation romance. If you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
Jason is the descendant of William, and our dummy thinks he is William and treats him as such, which is like. And of course, Jason the First has no idea as he has to grow into the role of being the dummy's betrothed. Basically, are you betrothed? It's so bizarrely weird. And okay, now I'm going to go. Now I'm going to kvetch more. So, I mean, and there's subplots that go nowhere in this movie. I know. We kind of went into this like mesh. So
go.
Let us for example take our the head of this department store, Mr. James. Mr. James has these sycophants writing down his every word. He tries to be the one straight man in this whole movie and it can't manage it. But we also have the weird subplot of him going to Jason's mom, who's running a dating service, and basically recording a dating cassette, which he later destroys once he finds out that Jason's mom is Jason's mom. But it's like so is Mr. James looking for love too?
But he's lying in it too, because he goes as Mr. Jones and lies about where he works too.
But he's kind of looking for love, but and I think there's a subplot there that we're kind of missing because at the end, in the Cadillac where they all drive off in the sunset, who do we have in the Cadillac? We have Mr. James and Jason's mom in the backseat together. There is a whole... I'm convinced they cut out a subplot where Mr. James falls for Jason's mom. So
Probably.
That makes sense.
What? It's like... I mean, as bad as this movie is, they clearly cut out things that would have made it make more sense, which really, really annoys me even more. It just makes me... It's like... You had something that was terrible and you cut it and made it more terrible. Great going.
I mean, that wasn't hard.
I mean, it's just mind-boggling. So maybe we should actually talk about regular and full dislikes, and I'm going to go to you, Daniel.
Oh, God. The German henchman characters with their very bad accents and the very bad accent of the Count drove me nuts throughout it. So that was a dislike. The general over-the-topness of all of them, none of it worked in terms of comedy. And I know this is a very general dislike, but I don't know how else to really frame it. The character of, Hollywood, he is flamboyantly homosexual, but in a way that's very 90s-ish, that is built on stereotypes and tropes that are somewhat insulting, if not fully insulting at many times.
Oh, definitely.
And so, I know that's a 80s and 90s thing, but when everything else in the movie was going down that same route, it just exacerbated it to no end to me. And then him being the butch Marine officer that he was pretending to be then later, compared to the same actor playing the bouncer in a very different type of a role. And then in addition, there were plenty of other characters where they kind of amped up the sort of effeminate presentation in it that implied that there were multiple characters kind of presented this way. So that over-the-top nature bugged the heck out of me for the entire movie. And I remember reading an interview. I found an interview with the actor who played Mr. James. Is that it? Because Mr. Jones was the alias he gave, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
And he said he had fun making the movie and he loved the comedy in it, but he understood it wasn't for everybody. But he said, if you don't like fights in a hot air balloon, you probably won't like this movie. And I read that at first, as I was watching the movie, because it was so painful to be watching this movie and doing nothing else. I read this interview. And then when I finally got to that big, hot air balloon fight, that was it. They barely even fight. So all the over-the-top kind of nature, when it could actually be over-the-top and add to the movie in a significant way, they do absolutely nothing with it. It's kind of over before it begins. And that climax scene became a summary of the whole movie for me. They just kind of shit on every opportunity they had to make this movie something unique or special. And throughout it kept returning to my mind because I just recently watched Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol, which is not a good movie. But I was like, Citizens on Patrol, Police Academy 4 is way more funny than this movie is. Even though it has that same 4 movies into the series, it has ridiculous over-the-top comedy elements in it. But those people were actually being funny. The jokes were hitting far more frequently than what was happening here.
That's sad. It almost feels like someone took the script of Mannequin, and now it's time for my dislike, put it into AILLM, came out with this script, and then sent that back in time for the script to be the script for this movie, because this movie
to be rewritten by 5 monkeys and then put into
to be rewritten and then put out, because this movie tries to ape lots of things from the original movie, but badly. So we have, the original movie M, played by Kim Cattrall, Kim Cattrall, actually has she voluntarily prays to the gods for this fate, and apparently has been oh God, now I'm really going to hash Mannequin for you. She's apparently unfrozen throughout history. So she actually has a whole story behind her, whereas Enchanted Peasant Girl just has this one thing and gets enchanted by a necklace for 1,000 years and is frozen, whereas the original Mannequin actually has an actual character, an actual hope and desire, and that's why she winds up hooking up with Andrew because she's looking for an artist to love. Whereas why is Enchanted Peasant Girl in love with the prince in the in 991 AD? No one knows. We don't know.
They look the same. That's it.
It's just given as a thing, and we just keep hitting beats throughout this movie, which kind of try to ape the original movie. We get a chase through the store, except this time we're in a car. We get a romantic walk. We get Hollywood. Oh God, we get Hollywood, who really doesn't stand out here because everybody's over the top.
Yep.
And wouldn't it have been a better movie if Hollywood actually... he says, "Oh, I've seen this before." Wouldn't it have actually been a better movie if Hollywood was keyed in from the beginning?
Yeah.
That would have made a more interesting movie, and that he knew what was going on and acted on it and extended the idea rather than just being a throwaway line. They could have done so much more with that interstitial shushu, but they decided, no, we'll just have the character and make him act more outrageous than ever, and that'll be fine. You could actually have had a heart and had a real tie-in with the previous movie, but this movie just wants to do the first movie over and badly, and that is a complete waste of opportunity and makes me hate this movie even more. That it sullies the not so great. How badly did we rate the first movie? I wasn't on that torture cinema, but I've seen this movie, and makes that one seem like genius by comparison.
Paul, you're making me even more pissed off at this movie now, because that chase scene...
You're welcome.
...is it's a disservice. I haven't seen the original Mannequin, but it's a disservice to other movies throughout this movie too, because that fucking chase scene is just ripped pretty much from Gremlins, of Gizmo riding in the little car around. And here you have Christy Swanson in a little car riding through the mall effectively. Instead of Gizmo, and Christy Swanson is far less cute than Gizmo is.
It's amazing. It's just amazing how wasted opportunity this movie was.
They spent $14 million, so they got no excuses.
No, they screwed up so terribly with this movie. It's a cash cow that produces sour milk.
It was yak's milk, yeah.
Yes, yak's milk. Okay. Yes. How far away from the clinic is the nearest yak in 991 AD? I think we can measure that on the order of thousands of miles.
Yes, because they're not even on the same continent.
Not even on the same continent, unless you consider Europe a part of Asia. In which case, it's on the other side of the continent.
All right, your dislike, Sean.
I wasn't going to say a dislike, but I was going to... I kind of lost it now. You guys ruined it. But, it is weird to me that this movie cost, $13 or $14 million. And all it seems to do is largely reproduce things that was in the previous film, but in a tone that I find curiously seems more consistent with a film for children than it is in a film that is nominally for like a teen audience, like an audience that's maybe more interested in a romance plot. Because like every character in this, the sorcerer, the Count, Spretzel, all of these characters feel like Rocky and Bullwinkle villains, right? They're like very ridiculous, kind of almost cartoon characters, especially the villains. And it's so weird that that's the tone they went for, because there's no clever lines about their characters, right? They're the kinds of jokes they're telling are jokes that I could see maybe a child finding funny if put in a plot for children, but as is, they're jokes that are meant to hit a slightly older audience, and they come across as they just fall flat. Like the like weird German characters running around with their muscles and like constantly having their nipples out. Like, that they're supposed to be these funny characters. Like, oh, look how stupid they are, and like their funny accents, and like they're so like silly, and they really want to go to Bermuda. But every time they talk, it's like having an ice pick shoved through your ears. it's a painful experience. And Spretzel is like this cartoony villain who I think we're supposed to find like a funny villain because he says things that are kind of ridiculous and stupid.
Well, that's
but
all right,
every
then.
time he talks, the only joke there seems to be is the joke about his weird. They call it a wart, even though it's obviously a mole with that long hair that sticks out of it, which they never go back to. Right? It's like the one time they do the joke, and then there's like one half callback later on, but there's nothing really done about it. And then his other joke is just anytime the department store manager, someone around him says a negative thing about Spretzel, and Spretzel's like, "What did he say?" And then the department manager like says like a nice thing to him, and he goes, "Oh, that's okay." That's the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's a joke.
And meanwhile,
Right.
the sort of machinations of this character are really slimy and really kind of icky and disgusting, and he's
It
not
makes no
comic
sense.
at all, right? And so
Like, how does he think true love's supposed to work? I mean, to be fair, this film doesn't understand what true love is either,
no.
because she's just in love with Jason Williamson because he looks like her former beau, right?
well, he
But
is an
the
ancestor,
Spretzel-
right? So like he
Yeah,
is
yeah,
of
so-
Bavarian
so-
heritage. So
Yeah, it's the
Whatever.
reincarnation romance. Like, oh yes, and what about this queen? So this queen
Oh,
clearly
God.
is
Yeah, that plot point.
yeah,
it is a plot point that goes nowhere.
Yep. Oh, I lied. There is one funny thing in the whole movie.
What's that, Sean?
That is when Spretzel gets turned into a mannequin and falls from the balloon and smashes into the ground in a bunch of pieces. And the little German Wolf and Randolph, or whatever their dumb names are like, "Oh, we gotta protect him because we won't get to go to Bermuda." And then a street sweeper comes by and sweeps him up and then continues down the road, and that ends with them running after it. That I actually found funny.
they clearly catch it because they put together the statue of Spretzel
Correct.
at the end. But yes, that is some just desserts for Spretzel.
I actually did
I
laugh
mean-
at
That I
that
felt
point
funny.
because I thought there's no way in hell Philadelphia has a street sweeper. And that's my period. That was my laugh at that.
That's fun.
Philadelphia, we don't clean the streets.
No, of course not. No. So my dislike. I actually hate this whole movie. This is a horrible movie. Look, I would say that I really dislike this entire film's romance plot because it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. She falls in love with him seemingly because he looks like her former beau, and I guess he's in love with her because she's a hot girl. That's basically it. The Count wants her for himself. I don't exactly know why, other than she's a hot girl. Because he doesn't.
Well, yeah,
he gets the
I mean-
jewels,
I
the
mean,
jewels, the jewels or whatever, the royal jewels that he's stolen. But again, I don't know why he needs her because he's already stolen the royal jewels. So why doesn't he just go to Bermuda?
What? Because he wants the girl too, and it's not really explained why. Because back in 991, Spretzel's ancestor curses the now enchanted peasant girl, and that goes on. Yeah, see, he could just steal the jewels and go to Bermuda and be done with it. Why does he need the enchanted peasant girl?
Doesn't need it at all.
Why
Why
No.
did he need to wait this long? Why couldn't he go
He
go
just
meet some
he
women?
seems to think that his ancestor wanted her and couldn't have her for some reason too, which
But that's not written into the.
I don't. That's not in the plot. And also, like at the time, I don't know why the guy couldn't have had her. Like as a sorcerer, he has power. Like she had absolutely no power at the time period. So no, none of it makes
It
sense.
doesn't. Yeah, it makes none.
Jason, I do
Characters just
sort
do
of
things
see
'cause
like
that's the plot.
his attraction to her. He seems to like her sort of whimsical naivete and her she's fascinated and excited about everything in the modern world. I get
Except
that.
television.
I don't think except television. She doesn't want to be trapped in the box.
Yes.
But I think he likes her sort of innocence and her whimsy. So it's not just a physical thing, but there is sort of that problematic that really what's attracting to her is that he gets to be the Prince Charming of like protecting her and saving her from situations.
And she comes home with him.
Yeah. And sleeps in his bed.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was wonderful.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's another joke that was actually funny. When she's talking to the lady from the jewelry section or perfume section or whatever.
Perfume section.
Yeah, and they think they're saying very different things at that moment, right? As she says, like, "Oh yeah, I slept, at his house and everything." And he was like, "Well, how was he?" And he was like, "It was wonderful." Like, she says a bunch of things about how great he was, right? I like the joke because it's being read on two different levels, so it's actually one of the handful of moments in this when someone thought for 2 seconds. I thought that was funny. like to be clear, on a scale from like 1 to 10 funny, it's like a 3.
But yeah, but given how terrible the rest of the movie is, it's a peak.
The fact that there are a couple moments that stand out in this movie is a problem, though, because there should be more humorous stuff through it.
Yeah. Standing out for good
Dude,
things.
Where's My Car is funnier than this.
Sending up for good things, yes, not for. I mean, there's things that don't land. Like she buys all the furniture, but we never see the furniture.
No, we
the
do.
Whole scene where
you see the bed.
Oh, right, that's where we see the bed. She gets some more clothes, but that's supposed to ape the whole modeling scene in Mannequin. But yeah, it's just not enough. It's not. It's a Chat GPT LLM remake of Mannequin.
Well, it seems like also the way it is written by people that wrote a plot but didn't want to think about the implications of that plot at all. Because, like, how quickly does she go from being, like, peasant girl from the 900s to modern woman wearing mini skirts?
Well, also, she's...
As though there'd be no conversation here about, like, what would be appropriate garb to wear, right? Or the fact that she's sleeping in a dude's house she's just met. Which absolutely would not have been okay in 991 AD.
No, yeah.
Well, you don't know about the culture of Hauptmann König, but
okay,
probably not. But I mean, even that 991, I was pissed off at the movie from the very beginning because here we are, it's supposedly this period, and she pops out of this like cottage in this rural setting in these perfect clothes with makeup on. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck is this? Like, there's no way in hell this is 991. It looks like somebody's really bad vision of what 991 must have been like.
Yeah.
Like
a fairy tale.
It's like Disney World. It's a fairy tale version, right? And it gets to like the point you make that this is a kid's movie, but it's a kid's movie that's
with
also pitched like an adult movie. And I've seen plenty of movies that people have said, oh, this is like too mature for kids or something. And I vehemently disagree with them. But this is sort of like their reverse effect. It's something that they were supposedly pitching at adults. And instead they pitched it towards like 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds. And the one, review, that interview with the actor that I read, it was somebody that loved this movie. And she loved it because like she saw it when she was a little kid and thought it was hilarious. And I can totally see that. So I could see loving this movie and have a fondness for it if you were a little kid watching it.
It could be everything else, like, me.
Yeah, I mean, Weasel. She's talking about like wanting to order Weasel, wanting to order Yak's milk, and I'm just yelling at the screen like this makes no fucking sense. Like people didn't eat Weasel in like that wasn't a common thing for the peasant folk to eat, right?
No.
And I did look it up. It's about 3,000 miles from Germany to Afghanistan. So yeah, Afghanistan is the far western range of Yak. So yes, that's a pretty wild distance to go for Yak's milk.
Yeah, but Paul, the thing you don't know is in the 900s, there was obviously a very well-developed trading route for Yak's milk.
The Yak Road.
All the way up into the German lands. Yeah. I like it. The Yak Road, yeah.
Oh, and we missed, the movie seems to miss the indication that back in the beginning, so we have this enchanted necklace that goes on the dummy, the actress, also turns her into a dummy. That was a malapropism, or was it? And then what does William do? William curses the kingdom. Where did he get that power? And of course, the kingdom reigns for 1,000 years. So where did William get So William is a prince and a sorcerer? Question mark?
Maybe the sorcerer is really his father?
I mean, like, where did he get the power to curse a kingdom for 1,000 years that it's always raining? I mean, the sorcerer making the necklace, that makes sense. Where did William... I mean, is this like Nine Princes of Amber? This is like his death curse and manifested curse upon the land?
And
although William didn't die, obviously, because he had to have children in order to have a descendant.
Well, that's a good point. Like, what the hell did this guy do the rest of his life? He cursed
He
the land.
obviously got-
It starts raining. Like, why didn't he take the fucking necklace off the girl, right? Like, if that's all that's needed to that immediately, once it comes off, that awakens her to life, right? So
that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And clearly he married someone else.
Yes, that's true.
Because
Yeah,
the lineage continues.
And he got children on them.
He forgot her immediately.
Right.
Weirdly enough, confirming the mother's whole point in the beginning of like, you don't need to be with this peasant girl. It turns out that what really needed to happen is she needed to be frozen for 1,000 years to the year 1991 so that she can meet a modern man. And that's I guess, I don't know, she needed some feminism in her life.
Which she never really gets.
Oh, God, no. This film is not going to give her any feminism. Are you kidding me?
I mean, the original Mannequin at least has a nod to Emmy wanting to have a life of her own and doing what she wants, whereas this movie just doesn't get that far.
Does she want anything other than just being married?
Emmy, yeah, she wants to be creative and stuff. Remember?
No. In this one.
In this one. Oh God, yes, no. All she wants to do is marry her prince. That's all she wants. That's her entire personality and motivation.
Women in this whole film largely don't do anything but pine after men.
That's the job of the mother.
Or involved.
Yeah.
The mother's running a dating service. Julie, the cosmetic person, is
Gail.
Well, first, Gail. Thank you. Like Julie. Yeah, Julie. Gail. First of all, has eyes for Jason, and then winds up with the security guard who has eyes for her because the security guard looks tough. ? And of course, Hollywood is also pining after a few good men.
Yes.
It's like, what is this? What is with this movie?
It's, you know what? They could have just called it Mannequin 2 Horny Town, and I think we would have been fine with that. On the move, like, it makes no on the move. Come on, no, it's like Horny Town 2.0.
That I would have been behind that if they then would have made it a PG-13 or R movie as opposed to the PG thing that it is. That's tepid.
Yes.
Tepid.
And of course, half of the jokes would just
bullshit.
be the three German guys constantly taking their shirts off.
Right.
I mean, it tries to almost go for the funny thing of the whatchamacallit, the garbage truck women finding them hot.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
And then they dump them in the garbage. Like, I thought you, like, what are you doing? I thought you actually gonna have sexy times with the guys. That's what I thought.
They throw them into the trash.
Like, what? What is this movie trying to say? Are we overanalyzing Mannequin 2 on the move? Is my question. We probably are.
I guess that those were the feminists, right? Is that they had to do that joke. They're the only women not interested specifically in relationships.
Yeah, they're career women.
I don't know if we can conclude that. I think they were throwing them in the garbage truck to save them for later. Because these are professional garbage women. They're probably somewhat desensitized to the smell. And so they were like, hey, some hot guys. Because they were really excited about how hot these guys were. It was like they had found their ticket. And so I think they were just picking them up to save them for later.
Well, then that's a plot point that is completely abandoned as well.
Yeah, we never see what happens.
Never see where that goes.
No.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's a very different kind of movie. Right? Instead of the pizza boy coming to your house, it's the three garbage ladies.
No. Wouldn't it be great if, like, at the end, the mannequin, the Spretzel falls to the ground, that our three guys go up, and who's driving the street sweeper if not the ladies? That would have made sense. That would have been a thematic link.
Yes.
If they were driving the street sweeper.
Except they don't want to make any thematic link at a time that would make sense.
I mean, they had plenty of chances, but they never actually decide to do it at any point in this movie.
They actually make some links that I just completely missed on when I was watching them because I was not giving them enough credit. The two times they have the tourists coming in to, like, take photos of the enchanted peasant girl or of the now petrified count at the end. That didn't make sense of, one, why do they have tourists when apparently tourism is bad for their country and they're only making like $46 and some change out of tourism. So who are these tourists taking the photos? But then they said, after they take the photos, they're like, oh, now would you like to see our display of umbrellas through the ages? And then at the end, it's galoshes through the ages, I hadn't connected with the fact it's always raining there. So they would have all these weird like designs of umbrellas or galoshes. So actually that's kind of clever and smart.
So wait a minute.
Hold on.
So wait a minute. The enchanted peasant girl is no longer enchanted. She's now with the descendant of the original William. Why is it still raining?
Well, that's a good point too. Yes.
Why is it still raining now? Oh, we don't actually know it's raining because we don't see an outside.
They might still just have old galoshes or something from,
they
years ago.
They might have galoshes through the ages, but it might no longer be raining. On the other hand, the whole subplot with the whoever's ruling, the queen that's ruling Hotman Koenig, we don't know. But opportunities missed again.
So before we close out, I just need to point out that I pulled up some trivia because I was like, oh, maybe there's some fun trivia in here we could pull up. And it turns out that the pink convertible is in fact the same one from Mac and Me.
Well, that's director's car.
It's got to be the director's car, yeah.
Yeah. And that makes me happy in ways I cannot express.
Because
Mac and Me is an American tour de force.
It's an American treasure, right?
Absolutely. Also, Hauptmann König apparently means Captain King in German. So there you go.
Yep. Okay, that I could buy that.
Okay, final thoughts, grades. We got to close out this show. Daniel, go. Quick thoughts and grade.
This movie is bullshit. F.
Wow, that was really quick. Okay, wow.
Paul. Is this the worst possible movie you watch of torture cinema? No, but it's in the conversation. So I am I'm going to be nice. I'm going to be nice and give it an F+.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with Paul on this. I don't know that it's the worst film we've ever watched, but it is absolutely a film I do not ever want to watch again. And
I would watch Mannequin again before this, easily.
Yeah, the first Mannequin I'd watch again before this, and you wouldn't have to pay me. I would do that voluntarily. This, you couldn't pay me to watch again. That's not true. I'm actually can be bought. I can be corrupted. But anyway, point is, I'm giving it an F as well.
Okay, so we averaged it just above an F.
Yeah, we're like an F-ish.
The first Mannequin averaged a D-.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The first Mannequin's not a good movie or anything, but it's not horrendous.
Although, wait, you gave the first Mannequin an F-, Sean.
What the fuck?
And then Jen and Julia gave it D's, a D. But yeah, you gave the original Mannequin an F-.
Wow,
okay.
Sean.
Wow.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing that's got to happen. I think at some point we have to go back through the torture cinema catalog. All of us.
Oh, God.
I don't necessarily think we need to do podcasts for it, per se. Or maybe do like a podcast about multiples where we rewatch all of the films and everybody regrades.
Or talk about ones that they decide to completely reevaluate or something.
Yes, and the reason for that is really simple. I think when we started this, we watched movies that were listed as bad movies, right? They had bad scores, and so we came in expecting them to be bad. But we've done over 100 plus of these now. We're closing in on 200 of them, right? At this point, we've seen enough movies that are bad, but we would go, they're really not horrible bad. They're just not good movies. And then we've seen films where we're like, okay, these are legitimately like total garbage fests. Right. I think we need to do some like grade norming, basically. And so I am proposing that as a project in our future is the Skiffy and Fanny Show Torture Cinema grade norming sessions.
All right.
Listen.
I've been wanting to go through.
If you think that's a great idea, tell us. Yes.
Okay. If we can figure out a way to do it in the Discord where like people could join us and we all just like watch them together, we'll figure out a way to do it. This is like me spitballing a plan literally right now. I think we should do it. I think it'd be really hilarious to like make everybody rewatch these fucking movies.
Yeah, I've wanted to, sort of rewatch the old ones and actually be able to say that I've seen the complete pantheon of, we're now 162 of torture cinema films. And even you, Sean, haven't seen all of them. And so.
Correct.
Yeah.
I might be number 2 beyond Sean in numbers I've seen.
Probably,
a lot.
Probably.
So the Skiffy and Fanny bylaws have been amended so that this is now part of the bylaws. Just to be
clear.
clear.
Dear God, help so.
All right, let's close out the show.
Okay. Right. That's you, Sean. Oh no, that's you, Daniel.
Where are we at?
Folks.
That's it, folks. If you'd like to let us know what you thought about this episode, about going back and watching old torture cinema together, send us an email at skiffyandfanty@gmail.com or join our Discord via our Patreon page. Reminder, only $1 a month. Please support us and spread the word. You can also find us on Blue Sky, Threads, Mastodon, YouTube, and more. All of those links are at skiffyandfanty.com/skiffythings. Also, be sure not to miss us every Friday at 7 p.m. Central on Twitch for our live show and format, which we're doing right now. That's at twitch.tv/alphabetstreams. Finally, if you like what we do, please spread the word about us, leave us reviews on your favorite podcast apps, and again, support us at patreon.com/skiffyandfanty. Bring us up to that amount to force cats upon Sean.
So we want to thank all our Patreon supporters. So if you want to be on this list, folks, you know what, and you're not a Patreon supporter, make with the clicky, give us some denarii, and you can be thanked
denarii.
Along with even just one denarii, and you could be thanked along with our Patreon supporters, including Andrea the Alluring, Cameron the Chthonic, Carolyn the Benevolent, Carrie the Divine, Chris the Candescent, Dan the Transient, Daniel the Cultured, David the Debonair, JC the Jocular, Jeff the Gracious, Joseph the Jovial, Juan the Junctional, KB the Kind, Karen the Kickass, Kat the Kinematic,
Matt the Magnificent, Paul the Pious, Phoebe the Eloquent, Robert the Riveting, Robin the Bold, Ryan the Resilient, Sarah A. the Sensational, Sarah E. the Sublime, Sarah O. the Rapturous. We still need an I, a U, and perhaps even a Y. Scott the Gentleman, Stephen the Strange, Tari the Thorough, Tanya the Triumphant, Trish the Imperturbable, and Victor the Valiant.
Thanks, everybody, for giving us your hard-earned dollars. We do appreciate you. You can find me at seanduke.net. Put /Duke things to find all my socials and whatnots. And then I'm also on twitch.tv/alphabetstreams, usually Wednesdays and Sundays at 6 p.m. Central when I'm not sick.
And you can find me, Paul Weimer, as Prince Justin with a V, all over the internet, from Blue Sky to book reviews to podcasts to all sorts of things. Oh, and one thing we didn't mention in this episode, since it is award nomination season, I want to say that the Skiffy and Fantasy Show is eligible in the Best Fancast category at the Hugos. If you are a Hugo voter and can nominate for the Hugos, we would be beyond happiness if you would consider nominating us for Best Fancast. Thank you.
You can find me, Daniel, at Reading 1000 Lives on Blue Sky or reading1000lives.com. And that's 1000, the Arabic numeral, not spelled out.
Excellent. All right, Skiffy and Fanny bylaws require me to make this hopeful. And I will just say that if you need some joy in your life at the moment, you can watch the women's figure skating stuff that just happened at the Olympics. I will say that all of them are incredibly joyful. The Alyssa Liu ones are especially joyful. She's very fun to watch. Yeah, she's very fun to watch. She just looks like she's having a blast. And then, I don't know, you could go onto YouTube and search for Faith in Humanity compilations and just see videos of people doing, like, nice things for people and being not terrible. And it might remind you that there are more good people on this planet than there are bad ones. The bad ones are just really loud. So on that note, hopeful ending, and see.
If you want to support this show, you can go to patreon.com/skiffyandfanty or skiffyandfanty.com, our website, where you can get access to all of our fancy things. Our music comes from Holy Mole. You can support him and his work at patreon.com/holymole. Thank you for listening.